serial killers in American history.
Today, the search for California's Night Stalker.
Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the darkest corners of true crime. Today, we're uncovering the chilling story of Richard Ramirez, infamously known as the Night Stalker. Who was this man that struck fear into the hearts of millions? Join us as we unravel the twisted psychology behind one of California's most notorious serial killers. What drove him to commit such horrific acts? From his troubled childhood to his heinous crimes, we'll explore the chilling details that have haunted the public for decades. Stay tuned as we delve into the shadows of his sinister legacy. Number 10. The early years, a troubled childhood. Richard Ramirez, later known as the Night Stalker, was born on February 29, 1960, in El Paso, Texas. What dark seeds were sown in his early life that would grow into a legacy of terror? Raised in a dysfunctional family, Ramirez experienced physical abuse from an early age, and his childhood was marked by violence and neglect. His cousin, a Vietnam War veteran, introduced him to gruesome stories and graphic images, leaving a significant impression on young Richard. Could these experiences have twisted his perception of reality and morality? As his formative years unfolded, the groundwork for his future crimes was being laid in the shadows of his troubled upbringing, hinting at a future filled with darkness. Number 9. The descent into darkness, teenage rebellion. By his teenage years, Ramirez was already heading down a dark path. What pushed him further into the abyss of criminal behavior? He began experimenting with drugs, stealing cars, and breaking into homes. This rebellious phase coincided with a growing fascination with the occult and Satanism, influencing his worldview and further alienating him from societal norms. His obsession with dark forces would soon manifest in the heinous acts he would commit. Was he seeking power through fear, or was it a desperate cry for help? The shift from a troubled youth to a potential killer was rapid, foreshadowing the violence that would soon engulf California, setting the stage for his sinister evolution. Number 8. The Night Stalker emerges, a string of violent crimes. Ramirez's reign of terror began in the summer of 1984, marking the arrival of the Night Stalker. How did he manage to evade capture while instilling fear across an entire city? His first known attack occurred in June, and over the next few months, he committed a series of brutal home invasions, rapes, and murders. His victims ranged from young children to elderly couples, showcasing a chilling disregard for human life. What drove him to choose such random victims? As the number of victims rose, so did the panic among residents in Los Angeles, leading to heightened fears and a sense of vulnerability that would haunt the city for years, leaving communities shattered in his wake. Number 7. The M.O., a disturbing pattern of terror. Ramirez's modus operandi was as shocking as it was methodical. What specific rituals did he follow to instill fear in his victims? He often entered homes through unlocked windows and doors, attacking while his victims slept. What set him apart was his use of satanic symbols at crime scenes, further amplifying the terror he invoked. He often left messages or symbols that suggested he was invoking dark forces, which fueled speculation about his motivations and state of mind. Did he see himself as a puppet of evil, or was he simply reveling in the chaos he created? The psychological complexity of his actions left law enforcement and the public alike struggling to comprehend the mind of a killer who thrived on fear, making every detail of his crimes more chilling. Number 6. The hunt for the Night Stalker, a city on edge. As the Night Stalker's attacks continued, the city of Los Angeles was plunged into chaos. How did law enforcement react to this escalating crisis? Police launched extensive investigations, deploying hundreds of officers to patrol the streets and warn the public. Despite their efforts, Ramirez remained elusive, evading capture while terrorizing the community. Fear gripped residents, who began to take precautions, locking doors and installing security systems. But nothing seemed to stop the Night Stalker. With each passing day, the tension grew. Would he ever be caught? The hunt for Ramirez turned into a desperate race against time, as the public clamored for justice amid the rising tide of fear, creating an atmosphere of uncertainty that permeated daily life. Number 5. The capture, an unexpected turn of events. In August 1985, after a year of terror, the Night Stalker was finally apprehended. What led to the capture of one of California's most notorious serial killers? A break in the case came when Ramirez's vehicle was recognized by a group of vigilant citizens who managed to subdue him after a failed escape attempt. The man who had evaded police for so long was suddenly at their mercy. Did the very people he terrorized ultimately become his captors? This shocking twist marked a significant turning point in the case and brought a sense of relief to a community long haunted by fear, transforming them from victims into heroes in the eyes of the public. Number 4. The trial, a spectacle of horror. The trial of Richard Ramirez began in 1986 and became a media sensation, drawing attention from around the world. How did the public react to the proceedings, and what did it reveal about society's fascination with evil? Ramirez displayed a disturbing nonchalance during the trial, often smiling and exhibiting a sense of arrogance that enraged the families of his victims. The courtroom was filled with graphic testimonies and chilling details of his crimes, leading many to grapple with the question of how someone could commit such horrific acts. Was this a spectacle of justice, or a grim reminder of humanity's darkest corners? As the trial unfolded, it became clear that Ramirez was not only a murderer, but also a manifestation of society's darkest fears, reflecting a growing obsession with the macabre. Number 3. The sentencing, justice or injustice. In 1989, after a lengthy trial, Ramirez was convicted on multiple counts of murder, sexual assault, and burglary. Did the sentencing provide the closure that victims' families desperately sought? He received the death penalty, but his lengthy appeals process stretched on for years. Even from death row, Ramirez remained a figure of intrigue, marrying a fan who became enamored with his notoriety. How could someone be drawn to a man responsible for such unimaginable horror? The question of justice loomed large, as the families of his victims were left to navigate their grief amidst the ongoing media fascination with Ramirez's life and crimes, battling not only their loss, but also the public's relentless curiosity. Number 2. The legacy of fear, Ramirez's impact on society. Richard Ramirez left an indelible mark on society, influencing everything from criminal psychology to popular culture. How did his actions reshape public perceptions of safety and evil? The Night Stalker case led to significant changes in police practices and community awareness regarding personal safety. Moreover, Ramirez's story has been recounted in numerous documentaries, books, and films, cementing his status as one of America's most notorious serial killers. Is it possible that by sharing his story, we are perpetuating the fear he instilled? His legacy serves as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk within the human psyche, haunting society long after his capture and raising questions about our collective fascination with true crime. Number 1. The unraveling mind, understanding the Night Stalker. Ultimately, the case of Richard Ramirez raises profound questions about the nature of evil and the complexities of the human mind. What drives a person to commit such heinous acts? Experts have studied Ramirez's background and behavior, suggesting that a combination of genetics, environment, and personal experiences contributed to his monstrous actions. The challenge remains, how do we understand a mind capable of such terror? Is there a way to prevent such individuals from emerging in the future? Or are they an unavoidable part of humanity? As we reflect on the life and crimes of Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, we are left grappling with the unsettling truth that evil can manifest in the most unexpected places, forcing us to confront our own understanding of morality. Thank you for watching. If you found this content intriguing, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more captivating true crime stories.